Hey guys, welcome to Imiobi Rose, where you can find so many encouraging videos including faith videos, fashion, lifestyle, hair care and so much more. So definitely stay tuned and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'm an author of 2 books. The first one is my daily devotional based on the book of St. James, and my most recent book is Lord, Is This Relationship For Me? I'm having a workshop on the 8th of February answering your questions, and I'm also going to have a special speaker, Viviani, so definitely check out the link below. Get your tickets as soon as possible because there's limited spaces, and I really want to go a layer deeper when it comes to relationship, when it comes to answering your questions. So if you would like to come, there's still time for you to read the book. Thank you guys so much for leaving your reviews. Thank you so much for your encouragement. God bless you. Dating in 2020. Count your time like money and save it. If I had to reflect on my past relationships, I must say there's a lot of time that I could have saved up in the bank, and I could have spent it on valuable business ideas. I'm so thankful that the Lord began to show me the things that were inside of me when I gave my life to Christ. I rededicated my life to Christ, and I promised God, and I made a vow to him that I was going to be faithful when it comes to relationships. I wasn't going to waste my time anymore with men that couldn't care less about me. And he's brought out so many good things in me. He gave me a career. I started working as a probation officer. I started working on myself. I continued with my YouTube channel, making encouraging videos for 10 years. Yeah, but it's something that has brought out so much in me. Like, God used YouTube to bring out so much in me. And I got into a routine of, like, it's almost like that entrepreneurial spirit was in me, and I was doing it when we weren't even getting paid for YouTube videos, and I was getting myself into a routine of filming, editing, things like Natural Hair Week, projects like that, where I celebrate my natural hair every year, the day that I big chopped. Just little things like that has come out to be business ideas. I remember when he gave me the idea to do a Christian media company, and that's just if you want to find out more about anything that I do, by the way, you can always check out the links below. But I started to have a passion for creating content for other Christians and getting the content out there, because I think that it's good to get clean content out there and support people that are trying to build a platform. So I registered my business, and then the Lord started giving me more and more ideas. Now I'm a speaker, I'm a life coach, and there's so much more that's happening for me. But if I really had to count my time like money, life would have been different. But the good thing is that all things work together for our good, and God is amazing. He never lets anything go to waste. He always recycles our mistakes or our poor choices to help other people. And that's why I'm so grateful that I can actually say I have a book from my bad experiences and my wisdom that I've learned along the way, that I could actually write about it. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to turn your mess into a message. Like, that is what God is all about. He's all about turning things around. And, exes now, the kind of reaction that I've gotten from my exes when I was able to just walk away and work on myself and just call upon the Holy Spirit and allow him to renew my mind, is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. If you want to count your time, don't try and look for revenge. Don't try to, if you've been in a relationship, if you were foolish enough to get in a relationship that God told you not to get in, okay? We've all been there. We've all been foolish before, okay? But God forbid, that's not your portion anymore. If you've got into something that you weren't supposed to get in, okay, forgive yourself, first of all. But allow God to do a work in you. Allow him to bring out the best in you. And that's my company tagline for my different projects, for my different businesses. It's always bringing out the best in you when it comes to life coaching, when it comes to the Christian media. You bring out the best in someone and you put them in a place where they can show themselves at their best and they can give their best. You know, you have to trust God to turn your life around. So one thing I will say, especially to like young ladies that may not be that experienced in the dating world, things are not what they seem. You know, things are not really what they seem. The reality is that when you get married, you're going to have to work through a lot of things. And that's why it's really important that we work on ourselves first. One thing that I keep saying, and one thing that I've noticed, is that we're so quick to talk about our exes negatively. We're so quick to cuss and to complain and to gossip about exes. But first of all, no one forced you to get in that relationship, okay? More time, you knew it wasn't right, but you got into the relationship. Okay, fine, you've done it now. The person may have hurt you, most likely. You've come out of it. Forgive the person, because vengeance is God's. And sometimes, like, sometimes if you're wise, you will just work on yourself. Just be your best self. Don't even do it in a way that you want the person to see your highlight reel on social media. Do it in a way that is beneficial to yourself. You'll be surprised that your exes will be stalking your Instagram, be stalking your YouTube, watching your videos, and even getting tips from you, because they never thought that you could ever recognize how good you really were. They never thought you would ever see the best in yourself. It's all about how we carry ourselves and what we attract. It's very important that we realize who we really are so that we can conquer the world. Honestly, like, I'd never realized before. I used to have body image issues because I used to tune into a lot of secular music videos. I was listening to negative music. So my mindset wasn't in the right place. And I remember in particular, I had like a particular person that I was seeing, and I noticed that they started using it against me. I noticed that they would kind of like talk about a celebrity or obsess over a celebrity or put up a picture on their back then it was BlackBerry status, and they would kind of like do it to make me feel even worse about myself. So I started noticing that, wait a minute, this person doesn't really even care about me, to be honest. Like, they want me to feel low about myself. And sometimes, like, people that don't have any love in them, that's how they behave. It's like they don't want to see you happy. They just, misery loves company. And sometimes it's just about accepting a particular situation and being okay with the fact that you've made a mistake and just move on from it. I remember when, a relationship I was in, I was seeing someone for a very short time, like 2 months, and I could see that the relationship was coming to an end, and the Lord had shown me a dream that this person was going to break up with me. And when he had finished breaking up with me, I was just like, cool, everything was fine. And I just said my last goodbyes. I sent a text message saying thank you. But the person wanted to continue the line of communication. Now, people have different reasons for doing that, but when it comes to men, what I know, and in my experience, and what has been confirmed to me, is that some men just feel bad. Some men just, like, a lot of the time, men will stay in relationships they know that are over, but they don't want to hurt the person's feelings. And it might sound crazy to you, but even when they do break up with you and they're just like checking up on you, it's like a guilty conscience. Like, they just want to like keep that line of communication open because they feel guilty. So they're kind of trying to give you what they can give you. But I decided that I don't want to waste any time with exes. And this is a message that is not for everyone, because most people feel like, oh, there's nothing wrong with communicating with your ex. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you really think about it, you have to kind of think a few steps ahead of what you're doing and what's the worst that could happen, and consult the Lord for direction and guidance and wisdom. And I just remember that he sent me like a follow-up text maybe like 2 days later, and I just decided to ignore the message and actually block him from my phone. Not because I was angry with him, not because I had a problem with him, but because I was using a preventative measure. As far as I am concerned, my time is golden. My development is golden. I don't want to be held back by an emotion or a tie that I have to a person. Or sometimes as women, we like to like see or think that the person is going to get back with us, or hope that the person is going to get back with us. But you might be surprised. Some men, they just want to keep you there as a friend. And if they ever need you for anything, or if they ever feel like they want to have sex with you, they can easily find their way back for their own convenience. How do you think these on and off relationships happen? You really have to get to a level, a solid foundation, that no one can shake your foundation. You're confident in who you are. You know what your purpose is. You know where you're going. So you're able to easily discern people and their motives. You're able to easily check the heart behind a person and their intentions. You know, sometimes when I'm approached by men, I can just tell straight off that the relationship, or if we were to ever have a relationship, it would not work. And I've gotten to a level where I'm able to do that now. And I thank God for the wisdom and the knowledge and the revelation. But I think that the whole thing behind this video is to really just check your currency, count your time like money, and save it. Save your time. Don't try to have any new experiences. If you haven't tried online dating before and you want to try it now, I would strongly recommend against it. Only because I feel like we should be led by the Spirit and not led by our flesh, or led by our curiosity, or led by what is popular. At the end of the day, you're only going to marry one man. You don't need to go on all these dates and waste all of this time trying to seek out who you can be with. Let yourself be led by your spirit. And if you do choose to go on several dates, keep your legs closed. If you choose that, you know what, I just want to see what's out there, I just want to talk to people, okay, fine. But make sure that you're doing that with your legs closed, because I've come to realize that it's very easy for men to have access to women sexually these days without any commitment. It's very easy for men to do that because so many women feel that if they don't do it, then they may not be accepted, they may not be chosen. But I pray that you are women that stand your ground and that stand in what you believe in. And as Christians, even if you're not a Christian that's listening to me now, certain principles really do wonders. Certain principles really reveal quickly someone's motives. A man will always want sex, and a man will always kind of, even an anointed Christian man will always have the urge to have sex, will always have that urge, the temptation of even cheating in a marriage. But there's something about renewing our mind. It's just like we as wives, we may have the temptation of struggling with submission. Some people can struggle. They might want to answer back. They may not want to listen to their husband. They may want to have an emotional relationship with someone. But at the end of the day, it's a daily decision, just as we are now. It's a daily decision to surrender to the Lord. So I just really want to encourage you this year. Count your time like money and just save it for something better. Write the book that you've always wanted to write. Start the blog post, start the ministry, start doing workshops, do events. Encourage people with what you have. And once you are building something that you can't be sacked from, you build your business, you build the ideas that you have, you do as the Lord has called you to do. Along the way, in your level of greatness, you will find, or the man that's for you will come across you on your level, where you'll be on the same level. Even if he's higher, that's even better, but you'll be able to relate. But when you are seeking after something that the Lord hasn't even confirmed to you, do you think it's going to end in your favor? It's going to cause more setbacks with having to heal from something that you know God didn't want you in. It's going to cause you discouragement. It's going to cause you self-doubt. It's going to cause you low confidence. And yes, you can definitely overcome in the name of Jesus, but don't try to find out because everyone else is doing it. Not many people wait on the Lord for a good thing, but be that person that is serious about your time, serious about your calling. Don't play with your calling. Don't play with time. Count it all as golden from the Lord. And when it is time for you to party, to celebrate your marriage, to celebrate your husband, your season will come. So God bless you. I hope that this encouraged you. If you want to know more about my story and have some encouragement in the area of relationships, check out my new book, Lord, Is This Relationship For Me? I'm having a workshop on it on the 8th of February. So come along and let's have transparent and open conversations about this relationship thing. You know, relationships can either make or break us. We need to have the right people around us. And once you realize who you are and what you have, you'll very easily be able to know who you can be with. God bless you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.